What's up, everyone? This is Blanca, and you're listening to the Glow in the Dark podcast.
This is Good Little Giants.
You're listening to Glow in the Dark podcast.
What up? It's Bizzle, and you're listening to the Glow in the Dark podcast.
What's going on, man? It's your boy Tedashii, and you are listening to the Glow in the Dark podcast.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Man, this guy's such a march. Not my boy, but sure. And it's just going to be a big party in Cleveland.
You're making my life so much easier.
How well is his reception in that cave?
Alright, what's going on, guys? We're the Glow in the Dark podcast.
I don't know.
We living in a dark world, how they gonna know? If we don't put his glory on display and let it show. So let there be light, let there be light, let there be light, let there be light.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Glow in the Dark podcast. We are back. We are a month removed from creation, but I apologize for the delay and the timing of everything, but I was busy with work and I had to render out all these videos that I have for you guys, and it took some time. I'm very new to the whole rendering process and editing, but we are back and we are at it. Creation Fest was a blast. Myself and the Glow in the Dark team were truly blessed this week with the whole creation event, the creation staff. I have no words to describe the time I had. I thank you so much, just from the bottom of my heart. It was absolute blast. You guys put on a great event, from the press to the artists to just the volunteers. I thank you again just for a wonderful time. Maria and Steven, thank you for the ability and the opportunity to give the interviews. And yeah, we have the interviews there. We're going to start them off. So Blanca, why don't you go ahead and start it for us?
Alright, what's going on, guys? We're the Glow in the Dark podcast at Creation Fest 2015. Joining me today is the wonderful and talented Blanca. Blanca, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here.
Absolutely. So, now many of our fans know you from Group 1 Crew. What made you go solo?
You said many of them do know me from Group 1 Crew, or they don't?
They do.
They do. Okay, so I was with Group 1 Crew for about 10 years, and the biggest thing that made me go solo is my son. I had a baby about, he's going to be 2 years old in July now, so that was once I had him, I knew it was not only the birth of a son, but the birth of just a new chapter and a new season for me. So I went for it.
Kind of turned the page on everything. Awesome. So recently, as of May, you've had a new album release entitled Blanca. What can we expect anything else from you in the future?
I'm working on a Christmas song.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so maybe
awesome.
a little Christmas EP or something. Christmas in July. What do you think about that?
Yeah, why not? Where can fans find you on social media?
You can check me out. I'm on officialblanca.com is my website, and then I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and what's the other one? Facebook. So Facebook and Instagram, it's Official Blanca, and on Twitter, it's The Real Blanca.
Nice. What are you looking forward to most about creation?
I'm happy to be here. I'm just happy. This is my first time performing creation on my own, so it's kind of a cool feeling, and I'm excited to celebrate tonight. I'm not even gonna lie.
Absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't be excited?
So I haven't gotten to see his full set live, so I'm excited to check him out tonight.
Awesome. So before we go, if you could just give us a drop and say, this is Blanca, you're listening to the Glow in the Dark podcast, that would be awesome.
What's up, everyone? This is Blanca, and you're listening to the Glow in the Dark podcast. Bye.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Appreciate
You're welcome.
it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Alright, so that was the interview with Blanca. It went super well, and I was super excited for how well it went. And it was just such a blessing just to be able to interview her. She is such a great artist. She was with, as you heard in the interview, she was with Group 1 Crew, and she was just such a great person. She was so warm and so kind, and it was just such a blessing to interview her. That was the first interview of the week, and it was super nerve-wracking and just an experience that I'll never forget. Sitting in that RV waiting for her to come out or come in the RV and talk, and it was such a humbling experience, and I was so blessed to be able to do that. And I hope you enjoyed that interview. We got another one coming up, and this interview is going to be with Capital Kings. Now, before we get into the interview with Capital Kings, I must say that our camera got cut off. I didn't get to take my my camera with me due to I don't have a camera yet. Obviously, it's coming soon. That's gonna be something really cool I'm gonna talk about at the end of this video. But It's coming soon, but we were filming on my iPhone, and the quality's fine. I'm not worried about that. It was, for what we wanted, it was perfect. It wasn't over the top, and it was perfect. But our camera got cut off due to memory shortage, and that's my fault. I didn't prepare well enough for that. Apparently, I didn't realize how big videos take up space, and we got cut short. But Capital Kings are the coolest guys. Their story's amazing, and they're just the coolest dudes. So let's get on with this interview. Go ahead, Capital Kings, take it away.
All right, what's going on, guys? This is the Glow in the Dark podcast. Today I'm hanging out with Capital Kings. Capital Kings, how are you guys today?
How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. What do you guys think of creation so far?
Like it. We just got here. The burgers are good.
Yeah.
Weather's actually pretty good too, so it's not too hot.
No, this is my 6th creation, so it's been way hotter than what we've seen today.
Yeah, for sure.
So recently I've read about how you guys met. Can you tell listeners how you guys met? Because I really think it's an interesting story.
Yeah, cool. Well, our families have been close friends even before we were born, and we grew up in the nursery together. So pretty much my whole life.
You guys started like what your youth group playing?
Yeah. We 6th and 7th grade we started playing our youth worship band. I played drums, John sang, and eventually formed into us, making beats on our computer, and then started Capital Kings and started doing remixes and all that good stuff.
Okay, so then in the remixes, got real popular doing remixes, and then you started doing remixes with Blanca, right? Was your name Blanca?
We did a group on crew.
Yeah, group on crew, yes.
Yeah.
And then Toby.
Yeah.
Red and Cole. So what are those experiences like working with those type of guys?
It's pretty cool, man. I mean, a lot of it's done online. Like,
Right.
a lot of it is, I don't know, they send us files and stuff like that. So some of the times you don't even, talk to them. But I don't know, some artists, the artists that are like in town and stuff like that, will be like, yo, man, let me check out what you guys are working on. Let me see and stuff like that.
Okay.
Guys are out of state or whatever.
Right,
listen
yeah,
to
absolutely.
tracks and stuff like that. So it's
Okay.
fun.
No, that's interesting because most of the time I think like you guys are all in a studio together. But
A lot of it would be just us like working on it.
Britt came by one time.
Right.
And she had some ideas and where to take it, which was cool. But a lot of times they just let us do our thing.
Okay, so how did you guys get into the music business?
Doing remixes actually, and we had I think like 4 songs, original songs, and
We living in a dark world, how they gonna know if we don't put His glory on display and let it show? So let there be light, let there be light, let there be light, let there be light.
Alright, like I said, Capital Kings were just the coolest guys. Thank you to Cole and John for being able to let me interview you guys and taking the press. I was super grateful of you guys to do that. And hopefully one day we can interview you guys again and actually get the whole interview. You guys are super cool. The story's awesome. I don't know if you could hear it. The audio was kind of low. They were pretty much nursery babies. They grew up in the nursery together at their church, grew up through the youth group, and then started making music in their worship team, and eventually took off from there. So, go look them up. Go listen to them. They are super talented guys. And signed to Goatee Records. And Goatee Records is a very big record company with Toby. And, just very up and coming. They're going to be something special, guys. So, that's them. Next interview we got up is a group called Good Little Giants. They are going to describe themselves as a folk band. They are amazing. They're super talented guys. And just hearing their set was super awesome and cool. And it was really cool set. They do like a cover of like an Eminem song, and it was really interesting and neat to hear. And yeah, so why don't we get the interview going? Go Little Giants, you're up next.
Welcome to the Glow in the Dark podcast. Today we're at Creation Fest 2015. Today I'm with Good Little Giants. How are you guys today?
Good.
So this is your first creation?
It is.
What do you guys expect for tonight?
High energy.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
All right, so if people aren't too familiar with your music, what kind of music do you guys play? Why don't you
Well,
tell
we,
the listeners?
I guess generally classify it as folk. We have an upright bass, play a banjo, an acoustic guitar, got a drum kit, a little bit of synthesizer, harmonies.
Well, so what got you into doing this type of music?
Well, I'll answer for myself. I was an indie artist, just an acoustic singer-songwriter guy for about 10 years out of Nashville. Got a little bit burnt out on doing that, and so I quit for a while and kind of vowed that I would never do it by myself again. And then one day, all of a sudden, this guy gives me a call out of the blue. I'd never met him before, but he was about 10 years behind me in the same high school. And he said, "Hey man, I've been listening to your music." He actually used one of my songs to propose to his wife, and he said, I'd love to get together sometime and just play. He's a worship leader at a church up in Rochester, New York, and he said, "I'd love to just get together and play sometime." And so I agreed, and we got together and played, and it just clicked right from the start. So that's the way we got started. That's what we're doing. But
yeah, I was born into a professional musician's household, so I've been touring since I was in diapers.
Okay.
And so when I heard that Scott wasn't touring anymore, I figured he had to, so I called him up, and there it was.
Okay. So, who are your influences growing up? Like, what music do you listen to?
Growing up, how far back do you want to go?
Hey, as far as you like.
I didn't have a whole lot of musical influence growing up. My parents listened to Steve Green and Merrill Womack and a lot of people like that, and Second Chapter of Acts, and I didn't really start getting into music until high school and college and that. And I think at that time some of my favorite bands were Hootie and the Blowfish and Edward McCain, and I loved Caden's Call in college, and those were kind of my early influences. Of course, I've got a lot more now, but that's what got me into it. So.
You?
I grew up with Southern gospel and bluegrass music, so I really like Nickel Creek and Ricky Skaggs and Rhonda Vincent and a lot of that kind of stuff. But obviously now I really like John Foreman's songwriting and that kind of stuff.
So, if you put your iPod on today, who are you listening to? What's your hits today?
Well, lately I've been listening to. Put me on the spot. I'm forgetting the names. Imagine Dragons. I've been listening to them a lot. I really like their style. I like both the albums of theirs that I have. One of my staples is a guy named Foy Vance. He's an Irish guy out. He does acoustic singer-songwriter kind of stuff. Real funky, bluesy, soulful acoustic stuff. Love him.
Yeah, I lean a little bit more towards John Foreman, Carrie Joe, that.
Absolutely. Okay, so where can fans find you on social media?
We're on Facebook.com/GoodLittleGiants. We've got Twitter and
Twitter's Good
Instagram.
Little Giants.
Yeah, Twitter is Good Lil, L-I-L, Giants.
Instagram is Good Little Giants.
Yep.
Our website, goodlittlegiants.com.
Awesome. So before we leave, if you just want to give us a drop, just say, this is Good Little Giants, you're listening to the... Is that it? All right, we go.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
Okay. Yeah. So if you just want to give us the Good Little Giants, so you're listening to the Glow in the Dark podcast. If you want to do this is Good Little Giants, and you're listening to it, you can end with Glow in the Dark podcast.
I'll say this is Good Little Giants, and you're listening to the Glow in the Dark. All right. This is Good Little Giants.
You're listening to the Glow in the Dark podcast.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right.
Alright, so that was Good Little Giants. Good Little Giants is a super talented group. The music they play is so different from the norm, and I think it's really cool to hear. Their set was really interesting and fun to listen to, and they're really good live. They're good on, don't get me wrong, they're good on album. They're good. They're a good group. Go follow them. They play a lot of festivals, I've noticed, and they're only going to get cooler and bigger, and hopefully they're there next year. I'd love to talk to them again, see where they're at a year later. And yeah, so thanks to Good Little Giants for the interview. Super thankful for the interview, fellas, and definitely be listening to you guys more in the future. So next we have a hip hop artist by the name of Bizzle. Bizzle was very fun. He was interesting to listen to. I wish he would have got more in depth with some of his stuff, but he didn't, and it happens. And I'm sure he's got a brand to protect and a brand to talk about or a brand that he can't really mention things because things are going to happen in the future, and you can't spoil anything yet. But he's a music producer. I found out, and he's cool. He was on the other side of the rap game, as he calls it, the secular side of rap, the other side of, rap, not Christian rap. And he's born again. He's changed over to this side, which I think is a cool story. I wish you'd see that more nowadays, but you don't. And yeah, so I'm gonna let Bizzle share his story. So go ahead, Bizzle.
All right, what's going on, Creation? This is the Glow in the Dark podcast. Today I'm with Bizzle. Bizzle, how are you today?
Blessed, man.
Absolutely.
Good.
How was your set?
It was cool, man. Definitely, interesting for my first time out here sweating bullets and all that.
Absolutely.
But
Yes.
definitely fun.
This is my sixth Creation, so I understand that.
Oh, wow.
It gets brutal some of those times. So, how did you get involved in the whole, hip hop game?
I rapped before I came to Christ. I was always
Okay.
I was always grinding. Got offered a couple deals on that side, and then after I got saved, I kind of let rap go for a minute. Like I didn't know if the Lord still wanted me to do that or not. And then there goes the joint with the Explaining the New record I put out about Jay-Z. That was pretty much me coming out of retirement to address something I feel needed to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, man, it's just been, Lord, what you want me to do? And
Absolutely.
I'm trying to follow his lead.
Completely. So, who are your influences? Who did you grow up listening to? Who do you listen to now?
I grew up. I would say my biggest influence by far was Tupac.
Okay.
Outside of that, I listened to a whole lot of people. He was my biggest influence. Not even just in the rap style, but I always loved his passion. I loved his stance. You know what I'm saying? Just how raw he was. And on this side, I don't know. Ever since I've been on this side of the rap thing, I haven't been able to listen so much from a fan's perspective.
Right.
Because it's kind of awkward because most of the people, or you in a relationship some type of way with most of the people that you listen to. So I don't get to listen the same way I used to.
Right.
And because I'm a CEO, most of the time I always have somebody's project that I have to listen to and critique.
Okay.
Or my own new stuff that hasn't come out yet that's rough and critiquing. So yeah, I don't get to really listen for fun like that anymore.
What any projects in the future?
Yeah, man, I have a new project that I'm working on right now. I'm still thinking about changing the name, so I'm not gonna say it.
No, that's
but
fine. That's fine.
But yeah, it should be coming out in a few. We're working out. I'm working on some type of deal behind the scenes that I can't speak on till it's solidified.
We'll
but yeah, man, hopefully we got some big things up ahead, and
cool.
I'm just trying to really prepare myself spiritually to be able to handle whatever it is that God got for me.
Absolutely. Where can fans find you on social media?
Pretty much anything you go on is gonna be my name is Bizzle, @ my name is Bizzle / my name is Bizzle, something. But if you go over to GodOverMoney.com, you can get to everywhere else just from GodOverMoney.com. So
cool. So before we close, if you just give us a drop, this is Bizzle. You're listening to Glow in the Dark podcast.
All right. Yo, what up? It's Bizzle, and you're listening to the Glow in the Dark podcast.
All right, perfect. Thanks so much, sir.
No problem, man.
So that was Bizzle. Bizzle was a super cool guy. He was very mellow, very laid back, very chill, very relaxed. And his set was cool. I was there, and he was rocking it, man. He was rocking that Fringe stage. So really shout out to Bizzle, man. He's doing his thing. He's producing, he's creating an empire. I think it's his website is called GodOverMoney.com, which is a really cool meaning behind it. And I thank you, Bizzle, for the interview. Hopefully I can get you next time. So that was Bizzle. We're gonna go into, I don't want to play favorites, but one of my favorite interviews I did at Creation. It came to us late. We got told day of, 3 hours before we interviewed him. And when I got the text from my friend Steven, the PR guy, thank you, Steven, if you're listening to this, he texted me and said, hey, I have an interview with Tedashii if you want it. I'm like, what? Tedashii? I'll take it. So I got all my questions ready and nerves out of the way because 116 Click is my favorite group of all time. Lecrae, Andy Mineo, KB, Tedashii, Tripoli. I actually the story's told in the interview, but I've found out about 116 Click at Creation 2011 or maybe it was 2010. It was one of those years. I don't remember. But Lecrae was there, and Tripoli was there, Flame was there, Tedashii was there, and man, they blew me away. And to this day, you'll hear in the interview, I'm a 116 fan, but it was so humbling to interview Tedashii. I'm gonna share more with that after the interview, but here we go. So Tedashii, it's all you, big boy.
What's going on, guys? It's the Glow in the Dark podcast at Creation 2015. I'm with 116 member Tedashii. How are you, sir?
I'm good. What's going on with you, bro?
Not too much. So, Creation, I was just at your set. It was fantastic. You were super hype.
Appreciate it.
What, is this your first time at Creation? You've been here before?
I've been here before. I think this might be my third time at Creation. Yeah. So it's been awesome.
I actually heard of you guys at Creation.
Really?
Yes, back in 2011.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
Yeah. We came here as a group. We did some
it
stuff
was
as a group.
Lecrae,
Yep.
I think Tripoli was there, Flame was there.
Yeah, Flame.
And,
we were on tour.
Yeah, bro. That was the first time I saw you guys, and ever since I've been a 116 fan. So it's awesome.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So what inspired you? How did you get here?
Well, one, the guy who shared the gospel with me led me to the Lord. He inspired me to do music in this direction.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the number one inspiration. His name is Keenan. He's been a great friend, great guy, godly guy, and he's number one inspiration. Other than that, honestly, man, I didn't grow up on hip hop, but I grew up liking music, and then eventually hip hop came into the picture, and so I'd put in music and listen to everything from the West Coast, the South, East Coast music, and so I just fell in love with hip hop, and then God kind of redeemed that love and brought about a different style for me.
So today, who do you listen to?
Who do I listen to today? If I turn on, if I go somewhere and listen to music, I'm probably listening to Tripoli. I don't just say that because whatever. I mean, I really like Tripoli's music.
Absolutely.
He's a great artist. And then, man, I'm weird. I like weird stuff, so I like listening to movie soundtracks. There's this movie that came out called Dope. You heard of it? Okay, it's a very interesting sociological view of life in Southern California, as well as just the predicaments that you could be in and out of when you grow up in a low-income area. But there's a lot of good music on the soundtrack, so I like the soundtracks to that and just other different things. Plus, I like movie scores, so I listen to movie scores, and all that kind of inspires me because I'm visual. So
right. So I must share this with you. I'm a manager at Dunkin' Donuts.
All right. Well, we need to be friends, bro.
Absolutely. Anytime. So I have.
Y'all heard it. You heard it. You have witnesses are in here, and you heard it.
I have a baker who is very big into hip hop.
Yeah.
Not Christian hip hop.
Yeah.
And it's this whole podcast is going in the dark, showing people that there's an alternative to what you're already hearing in the world. And I had played some 116 people for him.
Yeah.
He was super impressed, and when I told him I was coming, and you were playing, and Lecrae was playing, he was super jealous. So I definitely use your guys' music as a tool to glow in the dark, and super appreciative of that.
Praise the Lord. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So what's his name?
His name's Rob.
Rob. Okay, Rob. All right.
Yeah, he's a super cool guy. He's pray for him.
All right.
So if you want to maybe hit us with a little freestyle, just
hit you with a freestyle.
Just anything you want.
Anything I want to do freestyle wise. Can that hear the music or no?
More than likely.
More than likely. Yeah. All right. Oh, rats! They ended it. I can't do it now, guys. No, I'm teasing. I'm just messing with you. Hands on the table, hands to the sky. Put them both together when I pray to the Lord Most High. Drop it off and never stop it. My prayers keep going to the top, you can't top it. God got a plan, homeboy, you can't stop it. And if you think I'm playing, wait a minute, dog, rocket. Like a rocket going off to the sky, coming off of the dome with every word I let fly. Out of my mouth from the south, but I love the north. We in PA now, Creation Fest right now, and we the best right now. See us walk in this lane and we ain't stopping no change. We in the rest right now, And if you thought that I was playing with it, this ain't no game, homeboy, I stay saying with it. Everything I got is 116 on the name, on the arm. It ain't never changing, the ink's in the veins. I've been moving around for a minute trying to get it. And the people think I'm playing with these games, but I'm in it. The beat's back, I thought I could ride quickly, but I can't. Capital Kings and playing drums, and that's wickety, wackety, rickety, shakety. Trying to get back on the beat and it's making me fall off a little bit, but then we come back with it. I could go all day if you want, or I can quit it. I don't know what's happening, but I'ma keep going. These people say they don't know me, homeboy, I keep flowing. You don't know what's with it, you don't know what's up, but I got my homeboy here working Dunkin' Donuts, and I got a free pass with this free glass of OJ or milk to dunk my donut in, and we gon' fill our bellies and get full. Shout out to my man Rob, who pulled all of the donuts out the fryer and then shake them real good with the sugar and the desire for people to get by a, I don't know, I'm just saying.
No, that was fantastic. So before we go, if you just want to give us a drop and say, this is Tedashii, listen to the Bizzle and Tedashii podcast.
All right. Well, I love. Can I just share real quick something? All right, I love the concept of that. Concept of glowing in the dark. It's not an album plug on the cool. It's just a thought. But my third album I did was called Black Light, and it was the same concept. Black Light was the idea of shining in darkness and bringing light, not only in the darkness to be a light, but also to expose things. And so really I got the idea because when I was moving out of my house, I was renting a house, about to get married, and the guy came in and said, "Did you clean?" "Oh, we're gonna wrap up soon." "All right, I got you, no worries." But he was like, "Did you clean?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." So he pulled out a black light and like ran it over everything to make sure I did. And I was like, that's a little too particular, bro. I don't know what's happening. But it made sense in my brain that you can't really see stuff unless the light really hits it. And a black light exposes everything. And so I wanted to do that in the dark. So I love the concept, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate it.
So what am I saying?
This is Tedashii. You're listening to the Glow in the Dark podcast.
All right. What's going on, man? It's your boy Tedashii, and you are listening to the Glow in the Dark podcast. So keep it locked. Are we listening or watching?
We're gonna put it on the show.
Oh, okay. I see. Perfect. We good?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. Thank y'all, man. It was fun.
Of the creation trip, and man, what an interview with Tedashii. So amazing to interview that guy. I've been listening to him for 4 or 5 years now, and just to be next to him was amazing. We got a picture together. I'm sure it'll be on screen eventually. And man, he's just the coolest and most humble guy I've ever met. He took me aside and actually told me how much of a great idea that I had going with the podcast. He took me aside in the RV and shook my hand and said, "You know, sir, this is a really cool idea you have for your podcast, Glowing in the Dark." He shared it in the interview, as you heard, about the whole Glowing in the Dark and his backlight album, and it was just so humbling to hear that, and it was so worth it to know that people are intrigued with the idea of glowing in the dark. And when he shook my hand and patted me on the back and told me how great of an idea it was and how much he approved of it, it was just, that's what I needed to hear. To I've done a lot for this, to get to this show rolling and whatnot. I spent a lot of time, a lot of hours planning and recording and editing. To hear that was just well worth it, and I just pray that it just gets over even more and that we do so much more. I know I've taken a break and a little hiatus, but I'm dealing with a whole bunch of stuff at work, working over 50 hours a week, and it's just, my time is dealt at work and dealt with doing stuff at home, and sometimes I just don't have enough time to get a show recorded and whatnot. Being with brothers at home and whatnot, it's hard to get episodes recorded, but I'm finding time. And the whole editing process was all new to me. I've edited videos before, but it was just a matter of using my new tools and my new stuff that I've bought for the show, and getting my computer ready for all of it. It was taking a toll on my computer, but we're all good now, and I just thank you for listening and tuning in and sharing it. I know I have friends at work that have listened to some of my stuff and are really encouraging, and I have a customer that I've talked to about, and he's sharing it, and he's actually trying to get me involved with more with their church and whatnot, and I think that's super cool. He goes to a church here in Aliquippa, and it is super cool. Aaron Schust is their worship leader, and Aaron Schust is a big-time Christian artist, and he's the leader of their worship team. And so, maybe I'm looking to do some projects with Aaron Schust in the future. The big announcement that I have after this video is we're going to Uprise Fest in September 18th and 19th. It's in PA somewhere, I don't remember off the top of my head. It's 2:30 in the morning. Like I said, I'm trying to find time to record, and it's 2:30 in the morning. So I've already had a 10-hour day at work, and I'm just trying to get this out to you guys. But yeah, we're going to Uprise. The only problem is Uprise, there's no media passes, there's no press, which is fine. Maybe I'll do some street interviews and get people's perspectives on Glowing in the Dark. I think that might be what we do. We're getting the camera. The camera's coming in by then. Hopefully, I have to buy it, but it's shipping and whatnot shouldn't be too long. I got my tax refund back, so that should be a camera there, and you'll be seeing way better quality videos from us now. And once that camera gets here, it's just gonna be just so amazing. This show's gonna take off. We're getting the camera, we're getting a video mic, we're getting the whole 9 yards going here. So we're gonna be at Uprise. Uprise should be fun. We're staying in a hotel, I believe. I'm not sure all the details yet. It's still a month away, but we'll figure all that out. We have something else cool planned. Hopefully, willing or everything going according to plan. We should be interviewing Family Force 5 eventually. Hopefully, they're okay with the interview. I just have to clear a couple more things with them, but we're actually gonna meet them. Back in January, we went to a winter jam, and I had reached out to Family Force 5 to make a video for my youth leader. Her name's Leanne. I'm sure, Leanne, you're listening to this. And they accepted, and they were super cool with it. And we were supposed to go to Warped Tour to see them, but things happened, and we couldn't. And I had asked them, hey, we'll see you at Uprise, right? And he said, absolutely. He's like, we'll work it out. So I'm going to work it out with them. Hopefully, just maybe a little clip with Family Force 5. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. I can't wait to see how blessed Leanne is with Family Force 5. There's a whole thing on that. Leanne's dealing with some things in Family Force 5, brightened her day, and it was super cool. So thanks, Family Force 5. I'll be seeing you at Uprise. I hope that I can just give them a quick, hey, what's up? Maybe just get a picture with them. Really anything. As long as I get just a clip of us meeting each other, that'd be super cool. I really enjoy Family Force 5. They're awesome. They're cool guys. Our show is based off of their song Glow in the Dark. What else can I say? They are a big influence in the show. So thank you, Family Force 5. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you, Creation. I'm going to end the video here, the podcast here. I know I didn't get too much in-depth on stuff, but I wanted to get the interviews out. That was my big thing. Creation was fun. We had a blast. I got to be with a lot of youth from my church that I haven't really got to talk too much since I've, grew up out of youth group. And they're just a great set of individuals. Really are in the Word, really know the Word of God, and I'm super blessed to be able to spend time with them. Thank you to Rob, who did all my camera work. He was with me the whole way, man. He was side by side. He helped me get questions, and he helped me with the interviews. He did all the recording, and he's just a great guy. He's a youth pastor as well. He's just a great guy. Thank you, Rob. I know you're listening to this eventually. Nick and Dan, you guys are cool. Thank you again for all your help. Nick, you've helped me with letting me borrow the iPhone 6 to record the Tedashii interview. And Dan, I thank you for all your help with it, with the interview questions and just the ideas you've given me through creation for the show. I hope that we tear up Uprise and we just glow in the dark at Uprise. To all the girls there, you know who you are. Megan, thanks for your help. Monica and Elena, you guys are awesome. Lee, thank you. I've talked to you already. Thank you for the whole creation trip. Miss Teresa, I know you hated the bugs and you hated the weather, but thank you for going. If you listen to this, I thank you. And just everyone involved with this whole production, I thank you guys. This was a video a month a month late, and I'm sorry, but it's out finally, and I couldn't be happier. I literally have a smile to cheek, ear to ear right now, just because I finally got it out to you guys, and it's such an accomplishment. I overcame a lot for this video, guys. You don't even know. Thank you again, Creation, for everything. You've blessed me amazingly. You hooked me up. Steven and Maria, I thanked you already, but I can't thank you enough. Literally, you blessed me so much. I'm looking at my press pass here. It's literally have it framed, and how amazing this trip was. So I'm never gonna forget this trip. Hopefully we can work together next year and just rock it again. So guys, this was Glow in the Dark Podcast, episode 2. We're gonna be way more consistent now. Hopefully work schedule should be down a little bit from the crazy 3 weeks I've had recently, and we're gonna be back at it even stronger and even more on fire than we were. So signing off, guys. This was the Glow in the Dark Podcast. Remember, shine your light, glow in the dark.
What's up, everyone? This is Blanca, and you're listening to Glow in the Dark Podcast.
This is Good Little Giants.
You're listening to Glow in the Dark Podcast.
What up? It's Bizzle, and you're listening to the Glow in the Dark Podcast.
What's going on, man? It's your boy Tedashii, and you are listening to the Glow in the Dark Podcast.
In a dark world, how they gonna know if we don't put His glory on display and let it show? So let there be light.